LT, there was one guy in the stadium that I know that was more excited than you, and we're going to bring him on here in a second. But I just want to say before we bring Joe Echevarria on the show, I've been covering Miami football for 46 years, and I've seen this university go through a lot of growth stages and different administrations, different boards of trustees, different presidents. Henry King Stanford, Tad Foote, obviously, Donna Shalala, Julio Frank, and there was one constant through that entire period of time, and that was that the university didn't really support its athletic program. And the fact that Miami became as great as it did, despite that, is the hidden story of the U that nobody talks about, nobody really understands. It's long forgotten now, but I haven't forgotten it, and I remember watching a Randy Shannon get the head coaching job and have to go buy his own furniture and his own computers for the football offices. And as the years went by, it started catching up to Miami. And, now we're seeing a revival here under Mario Cristobal. And a lot of people credit Kirk Herbstreit for it. There's maybe a little bit of truth to that, but the University of Miami decided that it was going to get serious about athletics a little bit before that time, and the courtship of Mario Cristobal had begun and came to fruition, and Mario came in and inspired this whole university community to get behind athletics, get behind football. And had that not happened, okay, we wouldn't be sitting here talking about college football playoffs right now. I can promise you that. Okay, because Miami was at a real crossroads with its athletic program, with football, because it was changing around it. And the guy that's coming on the show now, I'm just going to flat say it, along with a couple of members of the board of trustees, is responsible for saving the University of Miami football program. Because if they had not been out front the way they were a few years ago. And, I know things went bad with one of the initial boosters and all that, but had they not been out front a few years ago and had the foresight to see where this thing was going, you'd be on the outside looking in right now. And so we're going to bring in University President Joe Echevarria. Joe, thank you so much for taking the time out to be here tonight. I know you and LT have been talking about this for weeks, but I mean that from the heart, and I'm going to shut up and let you guys talk, but you and Manny and Jose and a couple of these influential guys in the university community, you literally have saved this program, and now hopefully it's going to continue to progress under the direction of Mario and everyone else that you guys have in place. But I just want, on behalf of all the fans, want to thank you for what you're doing, and thank you for having the foresight to put the power of the University of Miami, because it's always had power, but now you're putting the power of the University of Miami behind the athletic program and the football program. And on behalf of all the fans out here, I just want to thank you for that.
Much appreciated. Very kind of you, Gary. Very kind of you. Leadership's a team sport, not different than football. And lots of great people contributed to helping what is a incredible program. I got this U pin on me. I wear one every day because I'm in uniform, guys, as you can see, right? This is my uniform. I just got in from dinner. But when I went to school, which was in the 70s, because I'm older than both of you. When I went to school in the 70s, there was no U. We didn't throw up the U. Yeah. We won, I think my first year in college, I think we won 3 games. Our coach got fired in the middle of a WHA Houston Aeros hockey game in Houston. And this became something later. So I'm not confused about where this logo comes from. It comes from the proudest, in particular, 2 programs, baseball and football. But football being the more dominant sport in America today is really what put us on the map in terms of brand and brand recognition. Listen, man, I traveled the world in my whole life. It didn't matter if I'm in Hong Kong, Shanghai, Berlin, New York, Seattle. If I'm wearing something that says the U, somebody yells out the U to me, throws up a U at me. All of that happened because of the success of a bunch of young men and women in athletics. That's where it started.
Well, I got to say to you, President Joe, and I look at you as my friend, man. And You at the University of Florida, I will never forget this. You walked up to me and you said, "Hey, if anybody asks you why you're here or why you're down here, you tell them you're with me, the president."
Right.
And I said, "Holy crap." You said, "It's because of guys like you. It's because of guys like you. This is why I'm down here. This is what I want to be. I want to be around you guys. So I want to rub elbows and I want to be right here with you, cheering us on." And man, I got to tell you something. You have been. But, you know, you got to get out of Mike's way now. You got to get out of Mike Irvin's way. But other than that,
Mike's intense. And you got a lot of bodily fluids on him most of the time.
I mean, you have told me a couple occasions, "Hey, they want me to go upstairs and shake some hands, but I can't right now. I'm down here."
Yeah, man.
Where's that passion come from? Where's that come from?
Well, Lamar, you know, look, you won a couple of titles, right? You were in the late 80, early 90 teams, right? Yes. I ain't gonna mention this one game that I remember. I'm gonna leave that out. I'm gonna go with the championships. Okay,
yes, let's go with the championships.
Because in sports, brother, in sports,
yes,
you remember the losses more than you remember the wins, right? You know that you played at the highest level. Gary and I maybe not, but you did.
Yes.
And so for me, I have a passion to be great at everything that we're involved in. We need to be great in academics. We need to have a great health system. And we need to be great in athletics. Because if you're not going to be great at something, why bother?
Why bother?
Nobody gets up in the morning and says, I just want to be mediocre today.
Nobody.
Let's just be average. Nobody. And if they do, that's not the kind of people I want around.
Yeah.
I want people that want to be great at everything. And what is ultimately greater than winning? Winning at all three of those things I talked about. So, I have a box. It's the president's box. God bless. It gets given to us. It's Stephen Ross's box. It's the owner's box. It's got 60 seats, and I got wonderful people. So what I do now is, as you know, I bring them down to the field.
Yes.
And I give them an on-field experience, which is really cool.
Yes.
Okay? I introduce them to all of you, whether it's you, whether it's Ray, whether it's Mike, whether it's Andre, you name them, man. I introduced him everywhere. Jimmy, I got Jimmy coming back to games now. Jim Kelly came for the first time. I had Jim down. But I also had Jeff Bezos in my box.
Wow.
All these people want to support the University of Miami.
Yeah.
It is a glorious place. It shaped my life. I know it helped shape your life. And so this is just fun, man. I had a career already. I spent 40 years at a wonderful firm. It's fantastic, man. And I retired. Now I'm just having fun, man. Look what I'm doing right now. Okay.
Whoever thought being the president.
Look what I'm doing, man. If you would ask me when I was 17 years old, walking around that campus, I'm gonna be on doing some job. What are you talking about, man? I'm gonna be an accountant. I just need a job. Great. Give me a job. I just need to pay some bills, and I'll be happy, man. We're living the dream.
Do you sometimes just go home on the way home and just pinch yourself and say, "Man, I'm the president of the University of Miami." And by the way, one of my friends, Steve Kim, said, "He ain't no Tad Foot. You entirely different than Tad Foot, baby."
Well, look, we all have our strengths.
Yes.
Okay. And I know, Gary, earlier in the show, you mentioned Henry King Stanford. You were talking earlier about president. Henry King Stanford was my president when I went to school.
Mine as well, yeah.
It was my guy, right? There's only been 7. But you remember, I got a job I interviewed on the University of Miami campus. So where the brand new dorm is today was the apartments. There was no dorm. Like you remember, there was apartments over there, man. In fact, there was the football players' apartments, some of them, right? But it was also the career placement office. I got a job right in that room in 1977 interview. I started and worked for this terrific firm called Deloitte. I worked there for almost 40 years. Became the muckety-muck of the Deloitte firm all over the world. So I had a career. I was already a muckety-muck. I'd already done some exciting things. I was retired, so I'm just having fun now. Every day I have fun. It don't matter where I was, whether I'm downtown at the health system with our patients, whether I'm in the law school, the medical school. I go women's volleyball. Do you know my women's volleyball team is number 14 in the country?
Yes, sir.
Right? And we beat Florida State back to back. Beat them here, beat them there. All right. My 2 basketball teams are undefeated. Okay. We just signed 3 terrific women golfers today.
Wow.
So all of it is exciting. All parts of it, man. I'm 69 years old, having the time of my life, bro.
Whoever would have thought that being the president of the university would be your retirement job?
You know what? I would not have, but it's turned out to be glorious, Gary. Gary, come on, you're on the sideline. You're there with me. I'm shaking hands with fans.
Yeah.
I'm talking to parents.
Yep.
I'm talking to recruits. I'm talking to donors and board members. And you know what, Lamar? What's the funniest part? The most funny part? The most pleasurable part? I'm in the locker room. You know that, right?
Yeah.
I'm on the locker room. I'm in the dugout at basketball and in baseball and basketball. I'm at the courtside. I watch all the guys come out. I high five with a bunch of them. I don't bother them. And then I walk out and I walk through the smoke. I don't know how you guys ran through that smoke. Okay.
I'll give you the secret. You got to grab the guy in front of you.
Yeah.
And if he goes down, you stop. If he disappears, you stop.
Yeah, but you see, that's okay when you're young and spry. Okay. Okay. So I'm walking through that, and I just walk. I let everybody go. I'm the last person to come through that tunnel, and I still can't get through the smoke, man. And I think to myself, if I start running, I'm not going to get through this. I'm just going to walk out there out of smoke. Okay. So just think of the life all three of us have lived.
Yeah.
It's glorious, man. It really is glorious, and I'm proud to be here. Somebody said to me, I was telling my office today, because Lamar calls one of my assistants, Hilma. And she says, "You're going to do this show." I goes, "Yes, Lamar is one of my former students, and he is an alumni, and so is Gary of the University of Miami. These are my alumni. I do all sorts of things with my alumni, at games, at events, at fundraising. This is one of my alumni. I tell people all the time, my athletes are my students."
Right.
Panhandle Kane wants you to loosen your tie, though. He says, if you're coming on.
And I appreciate his concern and suggestion, but this is my uniform.
That's his uniform. Hey,
this comes off when I am officially done for the day. Okay.
And look, he has his own locker, and he has the stuff that he's very superstitious too. He got his stuff now, and he has his own stuff, and then he has to be. I get it, man. I watch you sometimes. I'm like, man, he's just as superstitious as us.
Listen, man, and it's not me. It's the players that tell me the superstition. They say, you got to wear the black. That's what you wore last time.
Yes.
In the middle of the Notre Dame game, in the first quarter, when we had just started, one of the guys gave me one of those towels that you guys use, the players. He said, "You got to carry this towel." I carry that damn towel the whole game. If you catch me on the sideline, sometimes I got it in my mouth and I'm chewing on it. Okay. I got all these superstitions that come from other people, and they say, "Okay," I said, "I'm going to do it. I'm going to be the last guy out of the locker room, home and away, because I go to the away games.
Yes,
I get to as many as I can. I got all the superstitions, man."
Let me ask you this, because I had this question. I sat and talked to, God bless his dad, Tad Foote, and he pretty much shot down the whole notion of people come to the University of Miami also because of athletics, because they, up north, I had so many students come to me while I was playing and attending the University of Miami, say, "Hey man, I came here because I saw you guys kicking butt and I wanted to be a fan. Obviously I wanted to go to school here, but I wanted to be in the mix." As the president now, do you think they actually come because of athletics too, because of what we've done, that you built that brand?
Yeah, look, I think, I came before it was that thing, right?
Yes.
Gary must have come before, really, because we didn't know some of those guys. But I think any success you have as a university helps the institution. What athletics did was made us a national brand.
Correct.
See, it gave us recognition. Like in Nike, the swoosh, right?
Yes.
The swoosh, right? Jordan, the logo, right? Jordan, right? Coke, okay, well, what athletics did is made the brand an international logo. So the logo, what we call the U, that's a logo, basically. It basically was the greatest commercial we've ever had for the logo. Okay. So it put us on the map, and then you go and you learn a lot more about the U. The most powerful thing about the University of Miami is it's of Miami. We are of Miami. There is no other school that's of Miami, just us. Okay? We are of Miami. That's us. Nobody else has that moniker. then you put with college game day. You guys were there at college game day this year, right? I was there for the whole thing. Do you see that backdrop we got? A lake, those beautiful dormitories that Gary did not exist when we went to school. Neither do you, Lamar. Where those buildings didn't exist, man.
No, you tore down my tower.
I told my crew at the U.S. Listen, if I lived in it when I went to school, we need to tear it down. Okay?
You
that means
down my dorm room.
Yeah, it's going down. That means it's at least 60 years old. Okay, because it wasn't brand new when I moved in 1974. Okay, we got Mahoney Pearson next, and then Eaton Hall. Because I lived in all those buildings, man.
I did too.
Of course you did. Everybody did if you're on campus. Okay, except for the athletes, we let them live in the apartments. Okay?
Yeah.
We put them in those days in the apartments.
Yeah.
But my point to your point,
stop right there.
everything helped you.
Yeah.
Athletics made it prominent, made it recognizable. Now, if you make something recognizable and then you come and you have a bad experience, well, then that's not good enough, right?
Right.
So that's why we got graded academics, man.
Mm-hmm.
We're an AAU school, we're a top 50 research school in the United States. That's what Tad Foote wanted to accomplish.
Yes.
He's the one who set that in motion a long time ago. We needed to have a world-class health system because you're in Miami. Donna Shalala bought one, and we learned how to run it 5 years ago, and now it's world-class.
Mm-hmm.
We've been world-class in athletics. We just didn't invest in athletics because athletics got expensive.
Yeah.
And we're a small private school, relatively speaking. But once we turned the health system around, then we had some capital. And I tell people all the time, it's not going to be due to a lack of investment that we don't win. It's going to be because we, including me, we didn't make all the right choices. And that happens in life. You don't get it right all the time. You don't always get the right people. They don't always do. All that happens. Okay?
Right.
And so for us, to me, athletics is sort of the brand of the institution, and it elevates it, puts it in the center. Everybody, listen, I'm on the board of directors of Pfizer. I'm the lead director at the Bank of New York Mellon. They all know you. They all follow it. They all send me messages. It's part of the spirit of an institution.
Yes.
And athletics, as somebody typed in, if you're an athlete, as you were, and you learn a lot of life lessons in athletics.
Yes.
And the truth is, for you people like you who made it all the way to the NFL, you're still going to spend most of your adult life not playing football.
Yep. It's the start on life. Correct.
Is not going to be at the highest level. Tom Brady did it till he was 45. He's still going to spend most of his life not being a quarterback.
Correct.
Okay? And that's what the rest of the experience has to be about.
Yeah.
So when I see you guys on the sideline, or I see any of my alum, Gary's obviously one of my alum, I'm there for all of you, just like I'm there for all of my alum. You guys just happen to be prominent alumni, being you're recognizable. Okay. And remember, I go to all you guys all the time. I go, man, I wish I was the president when you guys played. Okay. I tell Jimmy Johnson that all the time. Okay. I said to Jimmy, Jimmy, I wish I was the president when you were the coach. And he goes, you know what? I wish you were the president when I was the coach. That's what Jimmy and I were laughing about at the Notre Dame game. And I said Cleveland Gary. So you before your time, right?
No, I was with
Every
Cleveland.
time I see Cleveland Gary, I say that was not a fumble.
Yeah, I was with Cleveland. I was a freshman.
That was not a fumble, and they owe us that national championship. Lou Holtz has that championship. That's our national championship. That was not pass interference in the end zone. Ohio State owes us that national championship. Now, I do have to say Penn State did intercept 4 or 5 passes.
Yeah, I think it was more than that.
Yeah, it just happened. It wasn't our day. It wasn't our day.
Just like Alabama. Alabama got a couple turnovers from us.
It wasn't our day.
It wasn't our night.
Not our night. Tennessee rolled on us in Benny's first year. We scored the first touchdown, and they rolled 35 straight points. Yeah, that wasn't our night. Frazier, I still see Frazier running around in the orange. Tommy Frazier from Nebraska. That wasn't our night. That wasn't our night. But you know what? We've had some glorious nights. You know what I remember in baseball? We're up 3-2 against LSU, bottom of the ninth. They had a two-run walk-off home run.
I cried.
I remember all these things, man. But I also remember being glorious and going to the Final Four.
Yes.
Going to the Women's Elite Eight. You know, what you don't know is in basketball games, since I can disappear. I go in the room and I start doing pull-ups when I get stressed, and I just do pull-ups. Okay, then I come back out and I can watch it some more.
Hey
You
man,
ask Coach Larry Yeager.
I was about to ask you if I need to come down and go to a basketball game with you, but man, you doing
You
pull-ups,
do.
man. I don't know about that.
When it gets tight, I get a little stressed. I gotta just work it off. I do some kind of exercise that I can fit. And in stairwells where you can get behind the staircase and pull yourself up. Okay. Yeah, against Texas, we played Houston and Texas in the Sweet 16 to get to the Final Four. I must have done 57 in the Houston game and about 50 in the Texas game. I would walk out and go, "Oh my God, I can't take it." I'm like a fan on the side.
Right.
I'm just a fan. I'm just walking. I'm complaining about things to myself. Obviously, I don't complain to our guys. Okay, I'm questioning everything.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time. They say call good plays. I say all the good plays are my plays.
Right.
Those are the ones I call. Okay, the ones that didn't work, those were not my plays.
That was not your call. That was not your.
It's all glorious, guys. It is really all glorious. Man.
So Joe, so you retire from accounting, you get brought back to turn around U Health. You're doing that, and in the meantime, athletics is over here on the side, and you're just a fan. You had no idea you were going to become the president of the University of Miami. What made that all come together for you to where you got that opportunity, and then so quickly flip that switch to make athletics a priority?
And you referenced something, Gary, and there's a lot of truth in the statement. And in fact, when I've seen Kirk at 2 game days, I saw him at Cal last year. Remember, they went to game day at Cal, coming out for Cam Ward, as I call it. They went to Cal, so I saw Kirk there, and then I saw him obviously at ours. And there was some truth when they ran that article, that story on ESPN that game day about a lack of alignment. The statement wasn't true, but what was true was the focus on it was true. It wasn't the alignment. We were aligned, but it wasn't a priority at that level.
Okay.
And so my dear friend Julio, and he is my dear friend. Remember, I was a member of the board of trustees because of my prior life. Right. I voted for Julio to be president of the university. I sat in the room, raised my hand. Then I got my bagel and cream cheese, and I went back to Deloitte. Okay. And so when we came back, Julio asked me, because he knew I loved sports. So he asked me to help with athletics, even though I was at the health system.
Right.
And my other dear friend, Rudy Fernandez.
Rudy.
Rudy. He asked me to help Rudy with athletics. And I said, okay, but then we're going to have to spend money because it's a new day. And you have to invest like any business. You invest, but I expect a return.
Correct.
So if I invest, I always tell my people, what do I get? Okay, I'm going to give you the funds you need, but what am I going to get? So when I tell my teams, I expect you to have the right culture, the right attitude, do all the right things. And then the on-field performance, I expect improvement every year. Listen, would I love to win a national championship? Yeah. But only one team's going to win, right? Just one team. I want to first improve. I want to then be relevant. I want to be on the national stage. I want to be people talking about us and where are you? And we've managed to get to that point.
Yes.
Now the final hurdle is still ahead of us, right? Correct. Final hurdle. This is how so Gary, that's what happened. What happened was I said I'm happy to do it because I love athletics, and I love my university. But we have to invest because if we're not going to invest, then we're not going to be great. You got no chance to be great, not in this environment. Okay. And we had to make that commitment, and we did. And when you make that commitment, because of the new structure that's out there, right? You got transfer, you got all kinds of things.
All kinds, right? Yeah.
You can do it sometimes faster. You can also be one-hit wonders, right?
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of programs that elevate and then they collapse. And I said, well, I don't want to be that. I want to be relevant every year, and I want to build a culture that gets us where we need to go. That recognizing we compete for national championships. Now, you got to win the ACC to compete for a national championships. And so it has to be a progression. We've still not made any of those goals, but it's only been, we're in year 4 with Mario. But we have improved 5 wins, 7 wins, 10 wins. That's been our program so far. So therefore, that's progress.
Yeah.
And as long as we continue to improve and we do it right, do it the right way, it's all good, man. So that's what happened, Gary. It really was that. And then one thing leads to another. You know, when you have success, you both do that. When you have people who work with you who do really well, the first thing you do is you give them more things to do, right? Oh, you're doing really well. Let me give you some more.
Yes.
You don't say you're doing really well. Let me take things away from you, right?
Yeah.
No, you give them more. So that's all that happened. We got lucky. Me and Rudy got lucky. We did a few things right. Okay, you just get more things. And one day you walk around and you're on a lunch break and they tell you, how about being the president of the University of Miami? I go, as long as I have fun, I'll do it. But I gotta have fun.
You were on a lunch break?
Yeah, basically I was at lunch and this thing went on for a while. You know, you went and people said, would you be interested? I said, listen, man, I haven't interviewed for a job since 1977. Okay. I'm not gonna interview for a job now.
Right.
If you want me to be president, you're gonna have to ask me. And all kidding aside, it was a glorious experience. You know what it was? It was the day before the Louisville game last year.
Yeah,
man. And
I
then
I remember I congratulated you that morning.
That's right. Remember that?
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
And then I jumped on a plane the next day, went to Louisville. I got my one and only game ball given me by the team. But more importantly, Matt McCoy carried me around the locker room, man. Okay. And he's a big young man.
Hey, and let me tell you something. Now, he was in the locker room and somebody, one of the guys was like, hold my helmet. And he gave it like towards me. President Joe grabbed it. I hold it. I hold it. Like, what president does this? I love this guy.
Listen, man, when one of my guys had a little bit of a bump on an injury wise, I went up to him and I said, no, you cannot go in on the next day. You need to rest a little bit here. I'll sit here with you, okay? And when you're ready, I'll let them know you're ready. As if I was a trainer or something, right? But listen, all you guys who play the sport, you put so much part of your physical body on the line.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not on the sideline, it's hard to process the speed of the game, the impact of the collisions. I tell people all the time, if I just fell to the ground at that speed, I would never get up. Never mind somebody hit you, and then you guys just jump up and you do it again.
Yeah.
I have great respect for all of you because you guys do extraordinary things. But most of all, you're my students, man. You, my alumni now, Gary's my alumni. It's a great place, isn't it? To you?
Oh, it's an awesome place. And I got to tell you, we are so thankful for you being our president and so thankful for you to come on this show, man. I know for the president to come on, this is a big deal, man. Thank you so much, Press Joe. You know, that's what I call you, Press Joe, man. I appreciate it. And I'll see you this Saturday now.
You will see. Now remember, look for the old man walking out in the smoke.
In the back.
In the back. You just look for that guy and make sure he makes it through, Lamar.
I'll come help you. Thank you so much,
man.
Thanks for coming by, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
Later. Remember, go Canes, baby.
That's right. Thank you.